Photographers are like bags of corn. I feel like only cows appreciate them. They can be bought off for very little money. And they have yellow skin, but it doesn't mean if 5 of them came to me for help, I would refuse. You're weird.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So I will help 5 desperate loser photographers today with help advice. And we are filming on the Sony a7S III Voigtlander 35mm 1.2 at 1.8, and I'm in standard color, and for each question I might switch a little Cinetone, a little S-Log to Canon colors maybe. Wow. And then we end off with a superior Nikon, of course, APS-C 40mm to 22. Was that your question? First desperate loser, what's your travel setup? Oh, that's bad. And he thumbed up his own comment. You know how I can tell? It's fun because I can click it down and remove it. So whenever I see someone with a little one thumb up, I'm like, did he thumb his own thing up? Boom, removed. It's fun. It's fun to see the people who are greedy and, oh, this guy, someone agreed with me. I swear. You're a loser. What's my travel setup? Well, I just filmed a travel vlog. Wow, your question is so timely today. And look who's got the little silicone thing on. I finally made it fit. This little case is like $8 Canadian. It's hilarious. It fits so well. Everything, there's little holes everywhere. You can protect your screen in a pocket. You pull this thing off, you're good to go. It kind of looks cool. So like, it depends, man. If you're traveling and you have a Winklepleck in your life, to give you the DJI Pocket 3. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's all go subscribe to that guy. He has good financial advice. Clearly, he can just buy cameras for people. It works. It is hard to beat this thing, honestly. It's so small. It goes in an actual pocket as long as you're not getting the battery pack and putting it on a tripod. Fantastic little videos. Boom. So like my setup, when I traveled, I only brought this. I wished I had had a wildlife setup as well, because when I travel, I like to go out in nature and see what's the wildlife here. So like that sucked not having a zoom. So like you wonder, I was always debating, do you bring a little vlog cam and a wildlife setup, or do you want 2 lenses for your wildlife setup, a wide and a zoom? I think it's probably better to do this because then you could vlog on your wildlife trip. So you're going for a walk in the woods. If you had the 2 lenses, you'd have to be switching lenses in the field. That's ridiculous. So this is on the list. Boom, you're bringing this for sure. Then, if you want to get a little wildlife, you have to go light. So it's not going to be your nice full frame setup. No. Fuji XS20 with the 70-300. It's a little heavy, but it's still very light compared to like full frame or something. 240 frames per second with extra reach and the crop. Not bad. Or you go Sony a6700 with the 70-350 with its super crops and 4K 120 and HD 240. You're getting some reach. Still kind of heavy for a travel. The ideal thing, you just get that little Sony HX99 little tiny point and shoot. Boom, 720 mils in your pocket. That could be fun. Or the Canon SX40 740 is similar to the Sony but not as good, so don't get it. But it's Canon colors. Or dare we dream? How come they haven't come out with the Canon SX80? We've had the 70 for so long and it's kind of overkill. You know what I would do to that thing? It's like a 21-1365 mil lens. That's stupid. Like, why do you need that much reach? You don't imagine if that was a 20-800 and a slightly faster lens and maybe even smaller. Little 3D pop in there somehow. And then you focus on lower megapixels because this is now a video device. And then you're getting better dynamic range. You get a little C-Log in there or not. Whatever. I'm starting to lean away from the logs as we see perfect color signs from Sony. I'm thinking, come on, man, give me some better look in super slow-mo. My old SX50, don't quote me on this, but that did 240 frames per second. It was like also 240p resolution or something, but I used it once and it was fun. So like do that again. Why is everybody removing those specs? Advance the industry already, you piece of shit. That or the Sony RX10 Mark V. Where's that thing? You could do better. That's a Zeiss lens. It was already pretty good. I would just like updated Sony color science. And keep the specs, please. Don't remove my 960 frames per second. Like you want to. I can see it in your face. Let's switch to S-Cinetone. My God. Sony S-Cinetone. This is supposed to be the cinematic profile. I never know how to expose it, so don't judge me. I see you're using a Siri 1.2. Would you say 1.2 works well on APS-C for talking head? Nobody ever talks about that. Seems to use it, / but it would be obvious choice for Max Tunne. No? There must be a downside. Looks good though. You didn't see the downside. Why are you hoping there would be? They're good lenses. Am I trying to sell them immediately? Yes, I am. But I'm a snob. The reality is, those Siri lenses, they're autofocus, they're 1.2, they're pretty sharp, they're pleasing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. I like them. But the fact is, Nikkor exists and they make their own lenses and they're superior and still pretty cheap. So it's like, I debate, I look at that set, a 23mm, 33 and 56, all 1.2s. I would rather use the 40mm Tony 2 because it's sharper, it's got 3D separation, it's got character, it's got love, autofocus is better, it's lighter, cheaper, everything is better on it. So it's like, these third-party lenses, like, they're cool, they're pretty good. In fact, you might even prefer it. You see a blurrier background, you're like, that's the better lens, bro. It's not, though. But you keep on dreaming, cowboy. You have fun with that. For me, I'm looking Zeiss, Nikkor, Leica, Voigtlander, Canon EF. Nikon F lenses, I'm sure, are magic too, but I'm keeping my Nikon setup simple and native. I'm not doing the adapted. I have enough things that I can adapt if I want to adapt the Black Magic. Frickin' that thing's over there. I haven't used that in a while. Shall we maybe use it? I might just do that. The only problem I noticed with the Siri lenses, they seemed kind of out of focus sometimes. I'm not sure if they were hunting. I was like, is that in? I don't know, man. It just felt like maybe it was hunting, or like it thought it was on the eye, but it was right back here, slightly off. Maybe. I just could be imagining that. Probably am. It's fine. But like, they're good. Not bad. Ceramic. Frickin' feels like an aluminum can. Don't drink it. Let's switch to S-Log 3. My God. Sony S-Log 3. Canon colors, maybe I chose them with the Cine Match. Maybe I didn't. I'll decide later on. And that is what I chose. I'm getting a package right now. How exciting is that? It might be another one of these cases. I bought 2 of them. One's a different style. It's a harder silicone. I heard it drop at my door. You want this review, trust me. Let's see, what does it fit? That doesn't look right at all, man. Oh, this is the dumbest one. How are you gonna slide it on? It has to be like awkward. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, I hate this so much. How would you do that? It's not gonna fit. Designed. You're gonna rub the lens off. My little filter. It's probably already scratching my lens. It's gonna get stuck in there. I don't even want to put it on. Oh, this is the dumbest one. Oh, God. And then once it somehow got in there, you have to like interlock these things. How long is that gonna last? It's not hard at all. There was like pictures of weights on this thing. This is soft rubber. This is the worst. Oh, so this is the one. Definitely. It slides right on there. That's so easy. Guru need an advice. Should I get a Nikon Z30 or DJI Pocket 3 for vlogging, etc.? I'm a newbie. Already have the Nikon 7200 and Insta360 X3. Sorry to hear that. So, it's a debatable choice. They're both good. It's like, do I want the better image quality of the Nikon or the better everything of the DJI? It's like, how do you choose between that? It's like, this will have superior stabe. It's much lighter. It's cheaper. If you factor in the lens, you can put it in the pocket. Way better slow motion. Similar color science. But the Nikon will have just a better image quality, but more shaky. Is it worth it? But you also have a zoom range. So you get the 12 to 28, which is what I suggest you get. You can get by with the kit lens. I'm doing that just because I failed to put more money in. I refuse it. So right now we're doing the 16 to 50. Okay, you could do it. It's a little tight, but the 12 to 28, you're vlogging and you get more zoom range than this will give you. This has an optical or a digital zoom and it sucks. It's the worst thing ever. So it's not a feature, it's a downside. So 12 to 28, and if you want to take pictures, it's like, whoa, superior in every way. Ergonomics, it's fun to use, it's more dials and stuff, but this is just a pocket thing. I would recommend you start with this and then consider Nikon, but the specs are so bad on the thing, it's hard to even recommend it. It just looks nice, really nice color science, it works. I would go with this. Come on. My God. Not only did I figure out how to custom white balance now, oh man, it was awkward. It's like, press OK to measure. I'm like, okay, but that doesn't do anything. You have to tap the screen. Nikon has a couple things like that where the thing doesn't match the button. Curtain doesn't match the drapes, you know what I mean? Nikon. Glimmer glass. Was that your question? I'm going to do something so illogical. I'm selling my Fuji X-T4 for a Nikon Z30. I don't know, man. My heart just tells me to do it. Your heart's wrong. Even I wouldn't do that. Oh boy, that's a sideways, backwards step leap for mankind. I don't know. I do prefer the Nikon Z30. If it's me, I'm wanting it, but it depends what I'm planning on doing with it. Do I want wildlife? Do I want to film other things? Fuji, you have the magic look. You got F-Log, 240 frames per second. It's magic. It's beautiful. The lenses are sweet. There's some 3D pop lenses. But Nikon is just better. Better autofocus, better stabe, even though there's no stabe. Lens stabe for Nikon is way better than Fuji IBIS will ever be. It's a problem. I don't know. It's a stupid move, but if you save a lot of money and then you can afford some lenses, I don't know. It's a weird move, man. I'm surprised you're not getting the ZFC. That thing is more a Fuji vintage touch. A Steinbeck delight. Oh, dare you dream that. You got your dials. I think I prefer these kind of dials, except you have to hold the thing and turn. That's a Sony bitch move. That's mean. But like, you also have the PASM thing over here and the viewfinder. So why aren't you getting this? This is your X-T4 replacement. But I'm with you on that Nikon train. I don't know why. I just have so much hope for the future of Nikon. I can't wait to get a full frame with a flippy screen. Maybe the Z6 III will be something worth getting. And then you're getting wildlife lenses for that. Maybe a prime. It's like, holy cow, the 800mm. I would totally invest in that. 800mm, 6.3 prime. It's huge and ridiculous. But the magic you would get from it, that would be fun times. I need some more video specs in the slow motion arena to be leaping for that kind of money. I'm not downgrading from my A7S III. A stupid talk, just like you're doing. You're downgrading. You already have something better. You're dumb. So dumb. I'm trying to save you from yourself. Like, come on. Nikon forever. Okay, let's switch to the Blackmagic. It's been a while. I saw a bunch of deals for the Blackmagic 4K. I almost wish I would have pounced. It's so much better than this, I bet. But still, I did not pounce. And we go to the OG with the Leica 25mm. My God. Blackmagic OG. 2 megapixels. A modest. I'll have a little more, sir. Everybody's so greedy with their oatmeal. 1080p only, but raw 12-bit. Skin tone perfection. Even if you have acne. It soothes your acne. It heals it just by filming yourself. Was that your question? Am I in focus? I'm never in focus. Last question here. How do you feel about the budget R8 versus the R6 II, since you complained about the battery life and certain things? It's a very similar, if not better camera, the R8. It's just so much lighter and cheaper. And then if you're vlogging, the IBIS of Canon wobbles all the wide lenses. So it's like, it's worse having the IBIS, and Canon shooters are panicking, trying to turn it off. That's how bad it is. They're like, how do we turn this off, man? You paid for that, and it's heavier in your body and overheats because of it. The R8, just digital stave, it's superior. The only reason you would ever get an R6 II is if you're into wildlife, and then you have IBIS sync stave with your telephoto glass. Okay, that might be better than the R8. It might not be, but it probably is. And it's a little heavier, so it'll balance better on these heavier lenses, and the battery life, obviously. You mentioned it. I thought the only deal-breaking flaw in that R8 was its terrible tiny battery, and it is kind of true. It does not last very long, but I can make several videos, at least like 3 of these style videos, and then, okay, it's blinking, whatever. It charges fast, because it's a tiny battery, but whatever, you swap it out. It's not a deal breaker, it's so nice when you have a super long lasting one that's like a week of videos, and it's like, oh, maybe I should charge that thing eventually. You'll never have that luxury with the R8, but tiny, light, still a good grip. Color science, pleasing to some. I stopped down to 21.4 against my better judgment. Impossible. So, like, if it's me all the way, Canon R8, the R6 II is so much more expensive and heavier for, like, possibly worse performance in a lot of areas. Same sensor, like, you're not getting much. I'm waiting for Canon to make 480 frames per second, my friend. And they're probably the last company on earth that will ever do that. Who won this battle of questions today? We started off with Sony standard colors. That is what on earth? And then we switched to it's better as Cinetone. Oh, that's better. Is it? Am I in focus? Probably not. Sure, he's sharper, but is he better in bed? Doubt it. Then S-Log 3 with his mysterious LUT. Is that good? Oh, dynamic range now? Are you now matching the 15-year-old Blackmagic? 2 megapixels? I doubt it. Or did Nikon win our love? That's a close call there. I bet you Blackmagic's still better. I should have bought the 4K. Oh man. It was like 1,000 Canadian with a bunch of stuff that would have been perfect. And you can tap to focus on the app. I wouldn't have to go through all this nonsense. Why? I'll leave. How you doing? Subscribing for more videos?